September 4th, we were on our way at daybreak and traveled all day through the high sage and sand down Snake River. We stopped at dark, nearly worn out with fatigue, hunger, and want of sleep, as we had now traveled 65 miles in 2 days without eating. In this way, we continued to travel until the first day of February, in the afternoon, when we came to where the crust on the snow was sufficiently strong to carry us. Here we could travel somewhat faster, but at the best, not much faster than a man could crawl on his hands and feet, as some of the men from hunger and cold were almost insensible of their situation, and so weak that they could scarcely stand on their feet, much less walk at speed. They were gone 8 days, which time we enjoyed in hunting and feasting on the best of buffalo meat. This valley, as the mountaineers would say, was full of buffalo when we entered it, and large numbers of which were killed by our hunters. We repeatedly saw signs of Blackfeet about us to waylay the trappers. 27th, we stopped at this place to feast on fat buffalo. Shortly after the sun left us, the north wind arose and grew stronger and stronger, and a cold, frosty snow commenced falling before finished our suppers. There being no wood and sage being small and scarce, and scattering what little fire we had in all directions, we spread down on our scanty bed and covered ourselves as close as possible from the wind and snow which found its way through every crevice. The old buffalo, unconscious of the danger which threatened, permitted the hunter to advance till within 3 or 4 yards of him. The sharp crack of a rifle shot first awoke him to a sense of his situation, when, reeling, he plunged headlong from the steep bank into the river. Our marksman, in an effort to dodge the falling beast, tumbled backwards into swimming water, lost his gun, and came very near to being drowned. Blackfeet commenced setting fire to the dry grass and rubbish with which we were surrounded. The wind blowing brisk from the south, in a few moments the fire was converted into one circle of flame and smoke which united over our heads. This was the most horrid position I was ever placed in. Death seemed almost inevitable, but we did not despair, but all hands began immediately to remove the rubbish around the encampment and setting fire to it to act against the flames that were hovering over our heads. This plan proved successful beyond our expectations. They rove through this savage and desolate region, free as the mountain air, leading a venturous and dangerous life, governed by no laws save their own wild impulses, and bounding their desires and wishes to what their own good rifles and traps may serve them to procure.